Well, we seem to have some sort of issue. I don't know if Ketra's side has had an issue, but I'll just do what I can before she shows up. Looking at Mitchie. Mitchie's on the track. Who will be the first one? Actually, no. Some guys setting laps now. We're here at Abu Dhabi. It's the second to final race of the season. We saw last week the Drivers' Championship wrapped up by Manico in the Red Bull. Manico has left Red Bull, and he is now racing for Aston Martin, the place where it all started for him this year in Realistic. So, race, I'm trying to get some stuff up. The main battle that's left is the team's constructors. McLaren leads Red Bull by 47 points. They have the chance in... Okay, are you here?
Are you kidding me?
What?
Did I just do the entire intro like that?
Yeah, there was literally no words.
All right. Let's recompose myself. All right, we're good.
Yeah, sorry. I was wondering what was going on. I was just kind of just looking at the standings and stuff, so... Oh, both McLarens are dead.
I am royally pissed off.
Oh, glitches happen. It's no big deal. So, Taylor has had an issue. If you want to go ahead and do your thing.
With that. That's no point to. Already too far into the season, or I'm sorry, into the session itself, but, yeah, there's that.
Okay, so Inside of Port is doing donuts.
That's actually not allowed. So that may be looked at. Ardell goes for original.
Well, I don't know why McLaren is doing this because they've not wrapped up the championship. So, anyways,
indeed. And well, now we have one time on the board. And the second one's going to be up next. Mitchie in the Alfa Romeo. His teammate goes for original pole. He now goes up about 5/10 behind him in second place. Yeah, I'm still trying to recover from that. I actually really pissed off with that.
I don't blame you.
You don't understand how far into it I was. I was a couple seconds away from asking you a question. So, the fact that none of that was heard and it's just silence makes me so happy. Incredible.
Did you have your mic muted accidentally?
No, Mike was good. Everything was fine. Apparently, it was a millimeter out of the controller. Millimeter.
Oh, that sucks.
It was perfectly fine before I started the stream. I don't know what happened, but whatever. Regardless, we're here now. Ardell is leading provisionally on qualifying 1. Etron is P3, but now has Sanchez in the Red Bull reserving, actually going in to provisional P1. Meanfern could not make it, and well, you may have noticed the championship leader, if I could have actually said it then and there, not the second time around, is in the Aston Martin, back where he began all those rounds ago. Well, he vacated from Red Bull, not because he was pushed out, but rather of his own accord. He wanted to finish the season where he started after winning the championship, which, by the way, that was wrapped up a week ago. But now there's still a chance for the constructors to go on. 3 teams running. Red Bull, McLaren, and the Mercedes team. McLaren sit right now in the lead of that championship fight. They have 47 points, the gap between themselves and Red Bull. If that stays how it is, there will be a lot of partying in Woking.
Partying indeed. Kind of wonder if what they were doing earlier, a couple minutes ago, were they celebrating too early because they've not clinched it yet.
Thomas Death, he goes to the line. He now goes behind his teammate Sanchez. And by the way, do you mind getting those 2 in?
Which one?
I forgot about that too.
Who?
Second. Never mind.
Oh.
It's not gone well today. Not at all.
So
Regardless, Deer Hunter's on a flying lap. Phantom is on a flying lap in the Williams as well. Wraith in the Red Bull. I'm sorry, in the Haas. Hoopalicious. This is kind of a another interesting topic. Remember, he managed the Alpine team. Well, him and his driver Ferrari Nut kind of did a little switcheroo. Now he drives. Ferrari Nut manages. Well, he's alongside Supply Raptor in the Alpine as well for the final 2 races as they go on for their hunt. So Taylor now is on a flying lap again as well. Remember, he spun on the first one. DC Shigo, the Ferrari's on an out lap. Miniko is now venturing out on the track, and his helmet, you see it's gold and black, symbolism of that championship back in that Aston Martin as he was at the beginning of the season. It's been a great and historic season in the Domestic Performance Championship, one of the most competitive grids we've had. It's kind of ended pretty well.
yeah, right now Red Bull's sitting. They're showing, the 1-2. They're showing the pace right now. They're the ones that, hey, they have a good race tonight. They can perhaps keep this fight going on for another day.
They very well could. As it stands right now, they would have a really good chance if it ended how it was. Cookie goes up to second, about a 10th or so adrift from Sanchez. Deer Hunter goes for original pole by a 10th, 35.1. So it's now a checkerboard pattern between the Mercedes and the Red Bulls. Almost lost the car. Taylor Clan. He invalidates regardless.
Yep. So far, 8 have set a time. And for some reason on my end, it shows Mumu on enters. I don't know.
Because he is.
Oh, wow. Why?
Can't tell you that one.
Yeah. We have seen some weird stuff in the opening half of Q1.
So, that being said, 8 minutes left to go in the session. We have 8 drivers on the board. Make that 9. Phantom's now out. He has crashed right in front of our screen, and inside it, Port has hit the back of him. A 5-place grid penalty for Port.
Mumu, what are you doing? That's unfortunate for Port. I mean, if Phantom crashed on his own and decided had nowhere to go, that's quite an unfortunate penalty. But unfortunately, for inside of Port, there's nothing we can do about it.
Well,
I don't know. I mean, That's something we're going to
There
have
has
to
been a
look at
steward
later.
report already. Unsigned report to the stewards for donuts and qualifying.
Well, he was doing that.
Oh! There's even more controversy. Phantom did not hit. Report did not hit Phantom. Port blocked Phantom. And he's out of the race in qualifying. So that is another call to the stewards that may be occurring.
Well, seems like we're going to be busy later.
Definitely indeed.
You know, we'll have to take a look at the video if incited with the accident with Phantom, but first report, it's probably going to be a slam dunk. I think Sanchez has retired in the pits.
He has. And Minico goes up to P6. Into the top 10 again.
Not bad. Back in his old ride, Minico is. Hey, something interesting enough. I mean, we do have a full grid. Both McLarens have not set a time.
Well, that is a very interesting topic as well, because right now this is a very crucial race for them so far for Unsighted Port. It's not really gone out that well. Well, because that's going to be 5 plates. Grid penalty applied to his starting position. So as it stands, if he were to start 19th, or I guess qualify 19th, he would start 20th. But you see these two now nose to tail. The McLaren's now down the straightaway. It's ironic because now we have a little bit of a rare occurrence in a bit. Make sure both of you have your audios included, by the way. These two on the screen. 2 rounds to go. 3 points is the cutoff between the first champion rival, I guess you could say, between the two. McLaren and Red Bull, 47 points. The gap 3 from the cut line. McLaren and Mercedes, 57 points. The gap 13 from the cut line. That's kind of a gap to pull. But right now with McLaren having a little bit of issues so far already, it may be something to manage. We'll first go to the Red Bull team principal, Zach the Beast, as you happened to have a driver win a championship last week or something. Did I mention that?
Yeah. He's a Red Bull. I would hope he would win. But,
Okay.
yeah, I would not lie. I was in the part of the McLaren guy, so I'm kind of trying not to sound like an idiot right now, so I gotta get myself back in the serious mood. Yeah.
Well, serious mood indeed, because this very much could be the race that determines the championship itself. 3 points between yourself and McLaren. It's very doable to catch them, especially with your drivers having 2nd and 4th respectively so far. Do you think you can pull that 3-point gap and pull it down to Imola?
I mean, yeah, considering Porf was 5+ grid penalty, that's going to put him down in the traffic, really, at the early side of the race. And considering the competition of the field as well, with Hoop and Chandler being added in, that is going to be such a tall order for Port and a McLaren to do. I know I'm not calling him bad in any way, but in a car like a McLaren going up against eSport drivers, that's going to be quite a difficult task to do. But I think we can get that deficit down into Imola. It's just a matter of a question of how big will the gap be.
Well, that indeed. So we'll see how that plays out for you and your team. Good luck tonight.
Yep, thank you very much.
Now on the other side, it's kind of an outreach. Neymar, Cam, whatever you want to be called. I don't remember anymore.
Yeah.
So 13 points is the gap between your team and McLaren, but they have that tiebreaker, the amount of wins per season. So you needed to get down by 14 points. That's a little bit more difficult than what Red Bull have to do.
Sorry to break in. Unsighted Port has spun and crashed.
It's right in front of Taylor Clan.
That's helpful.
It is indeed. Looks like Port is struggling, but Taylor Clan will put a time on the board. He goes up to 6th. So that kind of, at the moment, puts a little bit of a spanner in the works, but we have one McLaren through. The other one right now is struggling indeed. So, actually, he's going to be... Ooh. That'll be difficult for him to go from the back of the grid. He will start last with that 5-place grid penalty on top of his 20th position starting place. So, you think that'll be a little bit easier?
Yeah. They're just not trying, I guess. I don't know what they're doing. Not being very smart right now. Quality session.
I will say though that
have that one chance.
well, that's a big gift that that Red Bull Mercedes has just received.
Which, by the way, that pretty much is another slam dunk penalty. Moo blocked a couple of drivers on his lap on the intermediate tire.
Yep.
So, that is going to be 2 penalties. Actually, technically 3 incidents, 2 slam dunk that will be applied at the end of this race to the stewards portal. So we'll have to see how that plays out for those drivers that are being put. And they have both been called to the stewards. Well, one thing we have to say though is, Cam, you have one final chance tonight. If it's not here tonight, well, how much fun are you going to have in Imola with your drivers?
Oh, even if we lose today, we always have fun. I built my team to have fun. I didn't pick the best drivers, obviously. I got Deer Hunter on my team, so I'm just here to have fun and try to win.
I'm surprised you didn't
They have
say
a good
me.
chance.
Also,
Fair,
shout out
bro.
to Spy Raptor, the GOAT.
Hey man, he is a
Yeah,
goat.
up into 7th.
Oh yeah.
We'll see how that plays out for
Well-
the Mercedes and Red Bull teams. Is
Look
there
at
1,
who's in
2,
PA.
3, 4.
And the Williams. It's
Yeah.
Chandler. That's
Secret weapon right there.
Secret weapon indeed for that Williams team. That actually really helped them in that championship fight with, well, Haas and Alfa Romeo, which we'll go over shortly, not too long from now.
well, barring to seeing what happens, we have the McLaren of Masada Port not going to make it to Q2. Both AlphaTauris right now are P18, P19. You have Phantom and Etronha. We could see where both Haas cars and both Williams cars make it to Q2.
That is true. That is true. I know Alphanesis and Mumu have one chance. He's now starting his flying lap right now, Alphanesis. So if he has one mistake on this flying lap, it may be over for the AlphaTauri. Mumu is also starting his flying lap. 7 seconds left to go in the session. Ed Tronha starting his flying lap, tweaking pits. He's the driver at risk. Now he's going to be the one out to watch out for. And checkered flag flies. It's time to put the laps in. Ardell in the Alfa Romeo. He's going to pit. He's going to sit with that lap. DXT Ishigo is invalidated. He is going to be done from the session as well. BRL Wraith is going down the main straightaway. Down in the turn 8 in a few seconds' time. He's in P11. He may be safe, but you never know. Luciano, he's going through in a turn 10 now. But it's going to be down to these 3 drivers. Edrona, who's going down in the turn 8 right now. Alphanesis and Mumu, both AlphaTauris, are going down in turn 11.
I think let's see. None of them have set a time other than Etronha, so it's going to be kind of a wait and see what they do.
We'll see. The next one to the line is going to be the AlphaTauri of Alphanesis, and his teammate Mumu is going to be behind him. They want, well, their championship's basically locked already for the Constructors' Championship, but not the drivers. They have a slot and a spot to gain for both of these two. They have a really good chance, and yes, you can, Cam. They have a really good chance to do something, and they have to get up into qualifying 2, though, in the process. Well, can Alphanesis do it? He had a clean lap going up to the line. He goes in the AlphaTauri. He goes up into the top 10, P5. His teammate Mumu, what can he do in the AlphaTauri? He crosses around the final corner, lap turn 21. He goes up to P11. He will get out of the bottom 5. Eteronha, he's going to go and pit. He's going to be out of qualifying. I am Tweaking's done. Mitchie retires in the pit lane. He's done. Meaning, Mitchie, Tweaking, Eteronha, Phantom, and Unsighted Port. All out of qualifying 1 at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix.
Well, okay, we only got one of the Haas cars to go into Q2, but that's still impressive to see both Williams, Chandler, and I believe it's Hoop, isn't it?
Phantom.
Phantom. Oh, well then, okay.
Hoop and Raptor both in the Alpine.
Okay, F1 2022, could you change these colors, please? Just say. Because Phantom retired and Chandler retired. If you just look at it, it's almost a shade, same color. Or it is the same color.
Somewhat.
Well, that was a very interesting Q1.
It was indeed a lot of action, a lot of drama, a lot of controversy. Well, there's still 2 more qualifying sessions left to go, and we haven't even gotten to the race yet. But Junior Hunter will top the timing sheets by about a 10th or so over CRT Sanchez and the Red Bull. Boss Cookie's behind him in 3rd, with Tell Nice Death and the Red Bull in 4th. Alphanese is 5th, ahead of Hoop Luciano and his teammate for the last 2 races, Minico. Taylor Clan in 9th, Supply Raptor in the Alpine in 10th, Moo in the Alpha Tower in 11th. Chandler in the Williams qualifies into the top 12. And he'll go into qualifying 2. BRL Raythan Haas behind him in 13th. DXD should go in the Ferrari. And in 15th, going to be BRL Ardell in the Alfa Romeo. But Michi, Tweaky, Etronha were all eliminated from qualifying from laps. Phantom and Unsighted Port crashed or retired in the pit lane.
Yep, a lot of work for McLaren to do in this race. They had the real chance to clinch the championship, but that was not a good start.
Now qualifying 2 will go. Let's see how that will play out for these drivers. And it's quite the different qualifying setting compared to a week ago when it was raining in Jeddah. That was a sight to see.
Speaking of which, do we have a weather report?
Gonna go out into a limb and say...
I mean, we're in a desert.
we said that and it rained.
Yeah.
There's more desert in Jeddah than there is in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, one could hope.
It's dry all race.
Well, one thing we do know is this is all likely a one-stop, and I've just been told it is a dry race, so go figure. This is likely a one-stop, so the question is going to be, which tire choice is going to be? Do you want to start on softs and then go to mediums, or do you want to go on mediums? So,
I think right now, these guys, it's going to be probably a one-stop. I mean, a two-stop is quicker, obviously, but a one-stop is going to be a lot better for track position, as Sanchez almost obliterates the braking board for the 200-meter board into turn 8. But it may very well be a soft to medium strategy. If not, it will probably be a soft to hard, but the hards are not necessarily as good here, so I don't see many people going on that C3 tire. But with these guys right now, a lot of these top teams, Sanchez obliterates the chicane.
yeah, I don't know what he is doing. Yeah, see, we got Cookies out on mediums. So far we got 3 out, 1's on mediums and 2 are on softs.
So that may be actually brought to the stewards as well. So that's another one that will be reported. Sorry. Ardell will be the first one to start a flying lap in the Alfa Romeo. He'll go now. Behind him is going to be the Red Bull Sanchez, and you'll have a little bit of time, and then you'll have the Mercedes Boss Cookie. He'll go and start a lap on the medium compound tire, the C4. That'll be something to look out for as well.
We'll see if this is going to be a banker lap for him, or if this is going to be something he really wants to do.
Only 3 drivers out. The rest are in the pit lane. Actually, make it 4 because there is an Alpine. Nice spot on the map.
I do too. I believe that is...
Hoopalicious.
It's Hoop.
There's an Aston Martin coming out. I'm going to guess Luciano. I was wrong.
Nico. So he's coming out on medium. So right now it's kind of split. Ardell, I believe he will be the first to put in a time, as he is behind him, I believe, is Sanchez. It is indeed, but he's invalidated.
So Ardell will be the first one if he keeps it valid to this final section. Through now into turn 20 this time. He went provisional for a few moments' time. A session ago, he'll go provisional once again if he can survive one final corner. He does. Ardell to the line. This is the time they're all going to be chasing through. Is a 38.6 on the soft compound tire. And, well, CRC Sanchez may try again. Cookie's going to be up to the line, but he's going to be invalidated, so that doesn't matter. But his lap. Supply Raptors are out lap now. Same with Toneless Death, BRL Wraith, Hoopalicious, and Minico all are doing that as well. Same with Deer Hunter and the Mercedes, but behind the Mercedes of Boss Cookie, that will be Hoopalicious. He'll be the next one to start his flying lap after the Mercedes car.
Yep, Boss Cookie's going to have another go. Both Mercedes are out on mediums, actually, so it's kind of a split right now with guys who are out on either soft or mediums or guys in the pit lane with what they have queued up.
So now starting laps again. Hoops on a lap. Now Minico and Toneless Death. You see an Alpha Tauri getting out of the way very quickly for the Alpine of Hoopalicious going out. You see the other one getting out of the way. Both those two cannot seem to separate each other from the racing surface. Cookie's not going to be on a flying lap. Yellow flag out on the turn 8. Sanchez is going to be on another flying lap. Same with Hoopalicious behind him. Two Alpha Tauris. They're having a little bit of fun behind the Alpine of Hoopalicious. But you see the Aston Martin. Minico's on a flying lap. Supply Raptors on a flying lap. Everyone's on flying laps now, barring DXC, Shigo, and Luciano, who are still in the pit lane. Everyone else on an out lap or a flying lap.
Yeah, Sanchez for some reason is going slow. Oh, has the fuel light on, so that will be the reason why.
Purple Sector 2, provisionally for Cookie and the Mercedes on that C4 compound tire on the mediums. Can he do anything on this flying lap? Will he back off? Oh, and I think he may have just been impeded by Sanchez.
I have to say, this has been a session where there's been a lot of, let's just say, some amateur stuff and also some lack of awareness stuff.
Well, he goes provisional pole regardless of 35.6. Can Hoopalicious beat that time? He can. Actually, no, he cannot. I'm sorry, 36.5. But now more drivers are either on flying laps. Next one, Toneless Death, by the way, on the mediums as well. Will he try to beat that time? He does not at 36.3.
Yep, so far, let's see. We've had 5 set of time. Ardell is going to improve on his time for sure. I believe there's more pace in that Ferrari. Or Alfa Romeo, I don't know. I can't even.
We'll see. Deer Hunter will be the next one to the line, and Mercedes will see exactly if the Mercedes of Cookie did get held up or not. It claims that he did not. Deer Hunter does go provisional pole, 35.2, about 4/10 or so improvement compared to his teammate, Boss Cookie in the Mercedes. The next one up to the line is going to be Wraith in the Haas. Can he try to get himself into the top 10? Well, at the moment, he's going to have to do a better lap than that. Chandler Seta is on a lap as well in the Williams. He's invalidated, so he's going to go back to the pit lane any moment now. Taylor Clan's going through the final sector, the hotel section, if you will, and we cannot wait for the race itself. That is going to look absolutely amazing under the lights here at Abu Dhabi in Yas Marina. To the lap, Taylor goes to the line. He has put a soft one up the table, up to third. Only one of the top 5 actually on the soft compound tire.
Yep, we'll see. You know, Taylor, we'll see if he'll like to improve on that or not. Looks like he's trying to have another go, but he's got the fuel light on, so I assume he's not.
Alphanesis goes up into 5th, so that makes it, well, 1 out of 7 drivers are on the softs. Ardell and Wraith have set a time. Both are trying as best they can to set a representative time in the Alfa Romeo and the Haas, respectively. Wraith will go again sometime from now. That banker lap will probably be something that easily been beaten. Chandler is also going to be on another flying lap this time. Will he have enough fuel? Yes, he will. He'll stay out one more time. Luciano's going to start his flying lap in the Aston Martin. He'll try to go match his teammate. Actually, provisionally out qualified him in qualifying 1, but it's qualifying 1. Doesn't really matter that much too well. 2 Alpha Tauris. Yellow flag, almost a little squirmish from Luciano, but the 2 Alpha Tauris have a little bit of a moment down the straightaway. And, well, I guess either getting out of each other's way or having a little bit of fun with each other. Who knows?
Unknown. I mean, Mumu's invalidated. He's not set a time yet. Alphanese is sitting P5. Alphanese could be on that lap. I don't think he is. Let's see. I don't think he is.
Yeah, I think.
Nope, he's
Mumu
not.
let Alphanesis through. And the fact that Alphanesis is actually still behind Mumu, I believe that does confirm he's not on the final lap.
He was about 7 seconds off his time after the end of Sector 2,
That'll do
so
it.
that would confirm it.
Yeah, that would do it. In the middle sector, Luciano will go. Well, can he have anything for the middle sectors? What is he going to set? Well, let's see. That would help to put the telemetry or the type data on. There we go. See, it's been a struggle tonight.
It has. But we move. It's weird seeing.
Let's hope the race goes better.
It's weird seeing this as the old layout because I haven't seen this. Did we race here last season?
No, we did not.
Okay,
The last time we raced in Abu Dhabi in the realistic tier was about a year ago.
I was wondering because I was kind of looking at the notes from last season, and also remember when I was working, we were with Renault. Like we didn't come here, so.
I kind of wish we did come here, but purple sector 1 for Luciano, which by the way, he goes up to 5th, so he does get past his teammate, and Alphanesis did delicious for good measure as well. Chandler's on a flying lap. He's going down into, well, the end of the first sector split. We'll see what he can do now. Actually, he's already in the middle sector, so scratch that. But DX Ichigo and Supply Raptor both on flying laps. DX Ichigo is actually going into the final corner. The Ferrari, can he put himself up into the top 10? It's going to be a lot better suited for the Ferrari than it was a week ago. No, it does not. A little bit of a bank lap. He's going to hope to try to improve on that time. Out lap for Boss Cookie. And going down into the hotel section is the Alpine of Raptor.
Yep, Chandler's done with the first chicane going down to the second DRS. Interesting enough, he has Williams still on that. I'm sorry, mediums on that Williams. See what he does at the end of Sector 2. He's 10th off, so he is not improving. As... Who just set a time?
Raptor.
Okay.
He goes up and pretty much matches his teammate Hoopalicious. Only a position lower.
It's good to see Raptor in a... Nothing against the Williams, but now Supply's in a car that, hey, this is a race-winning car this season. So, good to see him in more competitive stuff.
Fun fact, I think this is the first time I've ever seen something like this. Port has summoned himself to the stewards and reported himself.
Well, that's honorable.
It is, but it's something you don't see every day. Usually there's rules to prevent self-incrimination.
It's like when Lewis turned Albon, it's like he knew he was getting a penalty. He has left the session.
That one I can't help.
Yeah?
Oh, that is a Alpha Tauri off.
That was Mumu.
He's either getting out of the way.
I think he was. I believe.
It looked pretty violent. That's why I was a little concerned with that. Sanchez goes provisional pole by about 0.04 of a second over Deer Hunter. That's an impressive lap time on the mediums as well. 35-1.
On the mediums, I don't think we have seen the true pace of the Mercedes. If that's they're on softs. They're out there now.
They're on softs now.
Yeah, they're on softs now. So okay, I take that back. I didn't realize that. Yeah.
Well, let's see, because Deer Hunter loves this track, and he will absolutely be pushing
Well,
for a victory.
Deer isn't on a lap. Boss Cookie is on a lap. And he's improved. Oh, no, he is half a second off from his pole time. So, I don't... I mean, this is a fresh set. Let's take a look.
The Cookie's also, by the way, invalidated. Luciano is retired in the pit lane, so he's going to be going and selecting his time on the medium compounded tire. So hopefully that holds up for him. The gap between 1st and 10th is only separated by about 1.4 seconds. The gap between Luciano and Supply Raptor now on the medium compounded tire is about 0.4. Minico's not too far behind the Alpine as well. It's quite close.
It's very close. I'm guessing Supply retired in the pits. So we have what? Mumu still has to set a time. He's in sector 3.
Tilness Death goes up to third. Ardell's going to start a flying lap. Chandler is invalidated, but he'll start another one. Wraith is going to start one. 42 seconds left to go in the session. Mumu is going to go through the final couple of corners. Now into the penultimate corner, turn 20. On the medium compounded tire. It's been kind of a struggle for a lot of these drivers this session. One of those being Mumu. Chandler retires in the pit lane. He's out of qualifying. Mumu goes up into the top 10. He pushes Miniko out. The champion is now going to have to try to pull himself out of the bottom 5 for the first time in a long time. He's going to start a flying lap now. DXT Ishigo pulls off. He's done. He's out of qualifying. Ardell is going through now into turn 11 this time. He'll have to try to get in better time now. Wraith is going to do the same thing. He's into turn 8 this time. The driver at risk, though. Supply Raptor, and he's not on the circuit.
Yep, he'll be holding his breath. Let's see what Miniko does at the end of... Oh, well, I missed it. Oops. So we'll have to see what he does at the end of sector 2.
The one to look out for. Can Ardell improve enough to get himself and the Alfa Romeo into the top 10 in the qualifying 3 for the first time in a couple of races? That'll be something special for the Alfa Romeo on a weekend where they obviously didn't think they would have as much pace. Can they try to break that thought process? Ardell around the final corner. He goes in the Alfa Romeo. Can he get himself up into the top 10? He cannot, but he does improve. Behind him is going to be Wraith in the Haas. He goes through the middle sector, into the final sector, under the stadium section. Can he get the Haas team up into the top 10? He had a really good lap in qualifying 1. Can he replicate it? Do it again in qualifying 2. Can he get himself in the Haas team? A good chance of a starting position. Remember the last time we were at Abu Dhabi Circuit? Deer Hunter got the Haas into the top 10. He goes up into the 12th, but misses out of qualifying.
DXT
qualifying
pits.
3. Miniko's going to be the next one.
It comes down to this.
Can he get himself? He was a champion a week ago. He returns to Aston Martin, and he gets himself out of the bottom 5. Supply Raptor in the Alpine will be in the bottom 5. So Hoop pits. He's going to bail out of that lap. Same with Mumu behind as well. I'm pretty much going to mark the end of qualifying 2. There's your 5 out. Chandler, Ardell, DXT Ishigo, Wraith, and Raptor.
Well, it's going to be a shootout between Red Bull and Mercedes for pole. Both AlphaTauris, they've already clinched P4 in the championship. And looking at the the championship earlier, the standings and such, as I've had to relay a message. Where was it? It's been a very active qualifying session.
Yes, it has. Thankfully not as controversial as qualifying 1, but definitely still chaotic indeed. Sanchez tops the timing sheets on the medium compounded tire. Everyone but 3, those being Tilness Death, Taylor Clan, and Miniko. We'll have to start on those C4 mediums for the Grand Prix. Deer Hunter in 2nd, Tilness Death in 3rd, Boss Cookie 4th, with Taylor Clan in 5th. He's going to have a hard time trying to hold on to this 3-point gap that he have over Red Bull and Mercedes, because his teammates outside the top 15. Luciano, Mumu, Miniko, Alphanesis, and Hoopalicious, your top 10, and the top 10 challengers for qualifying 3. Who gets pole at this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix? Well, we'll have to find out. But Raptor, Wraith, DXT Ishigo, Ardell, and Chandler, all out of qualifying 2.
Well, I need, I can't on my end. Can you invite Unsighted of Port to the game?
I can try. No.
Interesting.
Hit pause and go to invite friends from there.
I did.
I don't know.
Yeah, I tried to do that and didn't work. So, never mind. He's in.
He's in. That'll do it.
Yeah. So, looks like we already got some action already. And Alpine leaves, followed by Aston Martin. So that'll be Hoop, Miniko.
A lot of action already exiting the pit lane.
A lot of waiting around. Mercedes, both of their cars have left.
Quite opposite to qualifying 2. It almost makes you think there's maybe some weather, which, you know, normally that would be a joke that we would follow by some laughter, but after seeing what happened a week ago in Jeddah, where the entire qualifying was wet, maybe that's not so much of an outlandish thought.
No, that could very well be the case.
I mean, because everyone but Alfinis, Tillman, Seth, and Luciano were out. That is 7 cars out in the first
And
15 seconds.
Well, here comes Luciano and Alfinis now, so it's just leaving just toneless.
So everyone is basically out within the first minute. Interesting. These two racing and qualifying for track position, that being Mumu and Hoopalicious in the Alpine, try to switch around, trying to get better track for the AlphaTauri. And, well, that's not necessarily what Hoopalicious would have wanted either, because he wanted that fresh track, but he has a Red Bull behind him. That being Sanchez, he may have to abide by that one as well.
And then we got further in the back here, we got Manico. He's got the Mercedes all around him.
Looks like everyone has gotten all spaced out, so maybe it won't be so difficult. See, guys, they're playing nice.
Yeah, everyone out there except Thomas Death. I guess he's just gonna like, you know what? I'll just wait.
I mean, it's not a bad decision. Look at the amount of cars from turn 2 all the way down to turn 21. That is a majority of the cars, if not 7 of them actually to be exact, within about a couple of corners.
Yeah, we'll see. We've not really seen anyone do the slip game with giving one another a tow.
There's actually been a couple, actually, behind the scenes, though.
I don't think that it's been working,
There has, yeah, there was, Wraith had a little bit of help from Deer Hunter, I believe, in qualifying 1. Mumu gave someone slip, I believe it was Sanchez, in qualifying 1. Both drivers said it has kind of a little bit of effect.
Okay, so, well, it makes sense for AlphaTauri and Red Bull working together, but I hadn't seen any other teams kind of strictly working together.
Not many have tried that game so far, and, well, Alpine's not going to have many friends to do so, but both Mercedes are in, both Red Bulls are in, both AlphaTauris are in. There's only one McLaren and one Alpine. Both Astons are in as well. There's basically, what, 4 teams, and then 2 lone pairs.
Yep, well, I mean, if we think about it, there should be 2 McLarens in here, but, you know, it is what it is.
We'll see. Mumu is going to be the first one. They have to chase the time. 35.8. Hoopalicious is behind him. 35.7 beats him by a tenth. The next one to go into the line. Sanchez, 34.6. First one in the 34s tonight. We'll see if they can beat that lap. Minico goes 4th position. Behind him is going to be the Mercedes. That's going to be, I believe, Cookie Pitts. Deer Hunter's going to be up in a couple seconds' time. Taylor Clinton up to 4th. Deer Hunter's going to go through into turn 21. Can he have anything for Sanchez? Can he beat that 34.6? Is the pace of the Mercedes stronger? No, he backed off during the lap.
Interesting enough. Got 2 more coming to complete their laps. That'll be Luciano, and I believe that would be Alfinis. P5 for Luciano. Nice.
Yeah, he jumps ahead of his teammate once again. He's done that a couple of times so far tonight. Alfinis is a little squirrely on the exit, but goes 2nd.
Wow.
Good lap.
Building off that momentum that he had from last week, and really since actually getting into this car as Alfinis. Had a very spirited battle with Manico for the race win. Just came up a little bit short, but was not. It was. He tried everything he could to win that race. I mean,
Some fun facts. Every other race, Alfinis has finished on the podium. 8th, 3rd, 5th, 3rd, 5th, 3rd, 8th, 2nd. So by that statistical standpoint, if you're an AlphaTauri or an Alfinis fan, cover your ears for a few seconds. He may be off the podium tonight, but hey, statistics are always proven wrong.
Yeah.
You know.
As Toneless is he's left. As so is Boss Cookie. He just went straight in and out of the pits.
Deer Hunter now through the final corner. He goes this time. Can he go and beat his time? Does he have anything for Sanchez? He does by 69 milliseconds. Mercedes, is that their true pace?
That's more like it.
Well, now there's still about 5 minutes, roughly 6 minutes still left to go in the session, and now there's 8 drivers who set a time. The only 2 have yet to set a time, being Toneless Death and Boss Cookie, and Toneless Death is going through into the penultimate corner right now. Behind him, he actually has an AlphaTauri. I believe that is Alphanesis. Is that a pit lap for him, or is it going to be another run? Is it going to be, I believe, a pitting lap? Yes, it is. Toneless Death will start his flying lap. Boss Cookie's the only one out on track. On an out lap, Deer Hunter may be doing an in lap, as he's already done 2 laps on that tire already. So, it's going to be a waiting game for a bit.
I think the fact that the fuel light is on and he's not really using the battery, I don't think Deer is on a lap.
So Cookie's now going to start his flying lap in turn 1. He goes. Toneless Death down into turn 8 this time. Let's see how the Red Bull does on his lap.
Ooh, Boss Cookie, he has spun in turns 2 and 3. He's missing a whole front wing.
Well, that's going to be crucial for him. He needs to get back to the pit lane as quick as possible, and with that, there's another set of tires that he probably will have to go and mark off and cross out, and hopefully have more. If he has more, it's perfect. If he doesn't, ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, unknown if he changed tires on it. I assume he did, being the fact that he came out with 0 laps on this set, so we'll have to see if he's had a 3rd set of softs.
Let's see. Speaking of softs, Toneless Death going through the penultimate corner into the final corner now this time for the Red Bull. Can he have anything for Sanchez, for Deer Hunter? Can he put himself in the top 3? We'll see what Toneless Death can do. He goes to 3rd, and yes, he does. Now, that puts 2 Red Bulls, 1 Mercedes, and 1 McLaren in the top 10, period.
Well, at the moment, you got 1 Mercedes in P1 and the other one in P10. You got both Red Bulls, P2 and P3. Right now, Red Bull, in terms of the championship, they're doing exactly what they need to do. You know, take care of their end and just see what happens. So,
because right now, remember, the championship gap between Mercedes and McLaren is about 13 points, but they need to get 14 to take it to Imola, because McLaren have that tiebreaker for the amount of wins. But for Red Bull and McLaren, the gap is only 3 points, in which they have an equal amount of wins. So, they can get 3 points and take it to Imola.
and this is the first weekend in a while. We'll see what their race pace is, but McLaren, they've not had the pace to fight the likes of Red Bull or even Mercedes, at least just in qual pace right now.
Looks like we have a car out, that being Taylor, as well as, well, the 2 already out there. Luciano, Moo. Now Deer Hunter's out on our lap once again. Toneless Death's going to have to rush back to the pit lane if he wants a chance at another run.
Yeah, Boss Cookie's still in the pits and looking to see when he's going to leave. He is leaving now. Same as with Toneless Death, he leaves. Actually, we got a train of cars. We got Moo. We got Alpha is leaving in front of Sanchez, and then Boss Cookie. They go underground.
That is a really cool pit exit, by the way.
It is very
I say it every year, but it's great.
It's unique. It's very unique.
Like I said in qualifying 2, I may have even said it in qualifying 1. This hotel section is going to be amazing under the lights. There's a little sneak peek of it going for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix in about, well, maybe 5 minutes time max. But for now, let's see who's going to be on pole for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Deer Hunter is going to start his flying lap now. Can he hold his position and stay on pole? He wants this race badly. He loves Abu Dhabi. He loves Yas Marina. Or can he hold on to it? He has one lap to pretty much prove his worth. Luciano's going to start his flying lap as well, and the Aston Martin behind him is going to be the McLaren of Taylor Clan. He'll start his flying lap in a few corners time. Behind him is going to be, well, the reigning champion. Minico won a week ago by a 10th over his,
Luciano
fellow
spins. He spins.
That's going to be, has he hit his front wing?
I don't think so. I think he just looped it.
Well, that's also a no-no.
Yeah, I don't know why he's doing that unless he's trying to get back to the line, but anyways, who else do we have on the Minico?
Well, the first one to the line will be the Mercedes of Deer Hunter. He will see if he can try to improve on his time. He has a couple of seconds to go, a couple of corners to go. Can he hold on to first and to provisional pole position? The Red Bull, both of them. Toneless Death may not make it to the flag, but Sanchez is on a lap. Deer Hunter going now through into the final corner. He loves this circuit. He wants to get pole here. Can he get it? He's there right now. He does not improve. He'll stay P1. He has a chance for another lap if he wants to. Sanchez going down the main straightaway. Checkered flag flies. Toneless Death will not make it. He's going to be out. That's going to be his lap done and dusted right then and there. The next one up to the line is going to be Taylor Clan and the McLaren. Can he wield his papaya orange McLaren up any higher than 7th on the grid? He would love to get, theoretically, into the top 3 and put it, well, maybe let a little less pain on himself in his team at Unsighted Port for the race to come in a few moments' time. Taylor Clan around the final corner of the McLaren. Can he get up there? Can he put any rivals? He goes up to 4th. That'll make it a little bit easier. Behind him is going to be Hoopalicious in the Alpine. He's still valid, going through now into the hotel section.
He's
for his
improved by
first
2
race in
tenths.
the Alpine and the Realistic Performance Steer.
Hoop is up by 2 tenths. Mumu was up by a tenth the last time I saw.
He could get up, maybe even past Taylor Clan. We'll find out. Well, is that all that time from Taylor Clan? Is it going to be worth it? Is he going to hold on? Hoop almost loses the car. He does get ahead of Taylor Clan. Mumu's going to be behind him. He's going through now into the final sector. Alphanesis is invalidated. Can Sanchez steal pole from the Mercedes of Deer Hunter? Around the final corner, he needs 69 milliseconds.
He does.
He got
Wow.
more than that. Sanchez on pole. So far, it's only Mumu who's going to be there. Can he contest it? Can he take the pole away from Sanchez? Cookie is checkered flag. He does not improve. He stays 10th. Almost lost the car for Mumu. Can he improve? Can he get higher than Alphanesis? Can he outqualify his teammate? He does. He's up to 4th. Taylor's the 6th.
Crucially enough, yes. So, although Toneless could not start his final lap, we have a Red Bull on pole, followed by, 2 Red Bulls in the top 3, and more importantly, Boss Cookie didn't set another time. So, Red Bull they've gotten exactly what they could ask for in qualifying. Both of their cars in the top 3, while their rivals, let's just say, on shaky ground.
Shaky ground indeed, but right now the ground is very firm and very stable. For the guys in the top 3, Sanchez on pole. Alongside him will be Deer Hunter, the Mercedes. Watch him. He's going to be aggressive. He wants this win. He wants this victory for Abu Dhabi. Toneless Death going to be behind his teammate Sanchez in 3rd. Then you have Mumu, Hoopalicious, Taylor Clan in 6th. Alphanesis, Luciano, the champion, Minico in 9th. And then you have Moss Cookie rounding out the top 10. It's going to be interesting for Mercedes, for McLaren, and for Red Bull.
Well, what type of race are we going to see now?
Well, if anything's been to judge by this qualifying session, let's hope it's the opposite of the qualifying session.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind action, but can we just see,
So let's take a look. The race director, remember, if you started inside the top 10, well, you have to start on the qualifying tire. You went through in qualifying 2, which is why 7 drivers on the C4 medium, 3 on the soft, those being Minico, Taylor Clan, and Toneless Death. So it's going to be, well, theoretically, you would think Toneless Death may actually get a better start than Sanchez or Deer Hunter because he has that softer compound. But how much longer will they last after this? Because remember, he had the qualifying lap on him. and then you have to go off the line, which is going to put wear out itself. How much further can these mediums go? And if it is going to be a one-stop, this reverse strategy, how much will be that effective? We'll find out. But everyone outside the top 10 has a free choice of tire. The first one being Supply Raptor. He'll have fresh mediums. Wraith has so far chosen the soft compound tire in 12th, and same with Phantom and Ardell. Both are also on the soft compound of tire. So now it's going to be who gets what for the final 2 races of the year. The championship for the drivers may be locked up with Minico winning that, but the constructors are still on for every team except for, well, obviously AlphaTauri kind of just sitting there in no man's land. But also for every other team and driver on the grid as well. These last 2 races are going to be crucial.
Indeed they are. Let's see, bring out the tire stuff. Not as many on softs as I thought. Only 4 drivers have soft selected, everyone else on mediums.
That'll be interesting indeed.
Yeah, I mean, there's always a flip side of this coin is these guys on the soft tires, provided the safety car doesn't come out, okay, they'll pit. How quickly can they move up the field against these medium guys who, they're going to pit later? And then it's kind of when the roles are reversed. How far can you push your fresh tires? I really think that's going to be very, very key, is watching the guys that are on mediums now. When do they pit?
Well, that'll be a story to find out as this race goes on. It's been 448 days since the last time we've been to Abu Dhabi for the Yas Marina Circuit. And ironically, on that day, we had a championship decider between a Red Bull and a Mercedes. Well, we technically have that, but not for a driver, but for the constructors. They have to fight off and try to gain ground on the Papaya Orange McLaren. Well, one driver starts 6th, one driver starts in the 20th position. Aside Port and Taylor clan, they only need 3 points to win it tonight. Actually, if no one gains any points on McLaren, they win it tonight regardless, but more specifically. Edron disqualified from the formation lap. But back to this. The driver that won in Season 1 of the Realistic Performance Championship. This is 2 seasons later, if you are wondering. 2 seasons ago was the man who starts 6th. He is a double world champion of the Realistic Performance tier, Taylor Clan is. He knows how to get this stuff done. Well, now he's in a different position. He has to try to win this race. Not necessarily to win it, because that may be a lot more difficult, because Telnestat, Taylor Hunter, Sanchez, all looking pretty quick. But for his team, Exia, the manager of McLaren, can be a 3-time Constructors' Championship tonight. Or even in Imola a week from now. That is going to be something to look out for. Can it happen for the 3rd time in a row for not only Taylor Clan, but for Exia as well?
Well, we'll see in 28 laps if they can do it in the next hour or 45 minutes. The problem, though, is Taylor's going to be fighting. He's just all alone. So
he's all alone, but he may not have to worry about it. 85% of the grid with that season finished with penalties. That may be a talking point. But now, let's stop the talking, because the race is next. The Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. 2 rounds to go left in the Realistic Performance Championship. And it's lights out and away we go for the 2nd time to the last. Great start off the line for Toneless Death, but look at Hupalicious alongside the AlphaTauri. Into turn 1, Deer Hunter's going to send it on Sanchez. It's going to be wheel to wheel down to the turn 2 they go. It's going to be Deer Hunter with the line. He's going to get the lead going into turn 2. Deer Hunter from Sanchez from Toneless Death, Mumu, Hupalicious. We could have a battle going down to the turn 4. Sanchez going to stay behind, but look at Hupalicious almost in the back of Mumu in the AlphaTauri. But it's going to be a Mercedes from 2 Red Bulls from Mumu in the AlphaTauri in 4th. Hupalicious from Taylor Clan. 2 wide, 2 rows deep. Luciano with Alfinistas and Minico with Boss Cookie. Raptor, DC, Shigo, Chandler. Up a position goes Wraith and the Haas, but it's now going to be over this. Who gets where? But they're not done yet. Battling Minico and Boss Cookie. These 2 battled not too long ago in the Red Bull and the Mercedes. Now they battle in the Mercedes and the Aston Martin. And look at this. It's almost a cluster going down to the turn 8. Everyone gets through clean.
Port has made up 4 positions since the start. He's running P16, trying to make amends. Now he's looking on the outside of Wraith. And he gets by him in quick order. Trying to make amends for qualifying. Goes on the inside of Ardell. Gets the job done. Oh, well, Ardell's got the switchback. Contact made. Oh, and now Ardell
no!
and Wraith have crashed off.
There may be slight damage to the Haas and the Alfa Romeo. They may have to go back into the pit lane. But from the first lap, virtual safety car.
Yeah, Ardell is missing a front wing.
Well, that'll do it.
Well, let's see. I'm for sure, unless someone had got damaged, no one will pit here.
See with these two. Do they pit? Because yeah, there's no front wing for the Alfa Romeo. It's a no-brainer for him. Mitchie, his teammate, comes in to stop. What has happened to both Alfa Romeos?
Yep, this will be a double stack for sure. Looks like, yeah, Mitchie's got right side end plate missing, so he gets a new front wing. And Ardell will come in to do the same.
Softs goes on for Mitchie and for his teammate Ardell. Wraith goes on to the hard compounded tire. So Wraith will try to go to the end of the Grand Prix right here. Mitchie and Ardell will have to do another stop because I do not think the softs can make it this long.
Yep, so we'll see when this VSC ends.
Oh, that is extremely unfortunate. He just came out of the pit lane.
It just made his situation from bad to worse.
Well, he'll have to come in within 3 laps from now to serve that drive-through. But we go racing again. Deer Hunter from Sanchez. He gets a good jump off going out into the turn 11 chicane. That's really going to help him because he has this middle sector and the final sector to go off. It's going to separate him and get the gap up a little bit more. But Toneless Death is going to be from third, holding off Mumu Hoopalicious. Taylor Clan now trying to get past the Alpine. Because right now, as it stands, that is going to be a total of, 33 points, I believe, to Red Bull that's going to gain on their championship total, and McLaren only gains 8. That is more than enough.
Well, I look at the Red Bulls right now, and if they can open up a gap to Mumu, they probably should swap, because Toneless is on softs. You probably want Toneless to push Deer on his softs. And he's going to have to pit first anyways. That's just me, though.
Right now, I think Sanchez is actually a little bit quicker than Toneless Death. He's actually out of the DRS range only marginally, so it looks like that may not be an issue. But Taylor Clan is going to have DRS of Hoopalicious. He's lost it from the guy in front of him, that being Mumu. And, Mumu's actually lost it to Toneless Death. Toneless Death is barely in, but it's going to be a battle between these two, Hoopalicious and Taylor Clan.
Yep.
And goes to the McLaren up to 5th.
Taylor on the soft compound making that work to get in the top 5.
Oh, almost off the track. Cookie was really late on the brakes. Got past Luciano, though.
So far, side of Port's P13. Trying to look up with Chandler. He does have DRS, so DRS has been activated. Looks to the outside. Oh, no. Chandler doesn't give it to him.
Chandler's not going to make it easy.
No, and we know this section very well. You can't really overtake here. You can ask Lewis this. You can ask Nico this.
So let's see now. These two are going to be battling a lot, pretty hard, but there's also going to be the battle between the top 3. As once again, it's going to be a 2v1 kind of situation. Deer Hunter's not going to have any help from his teammate. Cookie's gone up a couple of positions already, up to 7-3 to be exact. But right now, it's Sanchez and Toneless Death. It's 2 Red Bulls, and as it stands, obviously Toneless Death is on the alternate strategy compared to Sanchez, but they can pretty much force Deer's hand here. Because Toneless Death can pit, go on the mediums, and undercut Deer Hunter. Well, Sanchez could stay out, or Sanchez could undercut Deer Hunter. There's just not enough necessarily for Deer Hunter to defend with when there's 2 cars versus 1. Goski's going up, but Alpinista, speaking of going up, gets past Minico for 9th.
As we got a safety, we got a yellow flag. I believe that's Ardell that has stopped. Yes, it is. Anyways, we move.
Port and Chandler, they finally swap around, but DC Shigo's not going to be too far behind them. The Ferrari's going to get past the Williams as Cookie goes for Hoop, and he gets that move done. Same with Raptor and Minico. A lot of battles going down into turn 8. Not as many going down in turn 11, but Wraith finally will serve his drive-through.
That Deer Hunter has been using a lot of the battery compared to 2 Red Bulls. Well, Thomas is in the 40s, but Sanchez is really taking care of his battery very well.
Sanchez usually does protect that battery a little bit. We saw it through Tier 1 not too long ago recently. But hey, one thing we also noticed is there's still a long way to go. And this battery can pretty much make or break your race. Go look at Bosco, for example. He's trying to have to use it as much as possible. Yellow flag, that being, I believe, Ardell around again, that being turn 7. But right now, look, I mean, Cookie's had to use a little bit of his battery. He's made up a lot of positions already, up to 6th position, trying to no pressurize Taylor for 5th, which, by the way, would even hamper the McLaren's chance at this championship even more. Phantom 3-second time penalty. They've been planning of his race time for multiple warnings and track extensions. But the more you use the battery, the less you have. Well, that's kind of common knowledge. But it also is going to be a lot more difficult to harvest as it goes on. Because, I mean, you see the circuit here. There's not many... Oh, Taylor Clan! Keeps it out of the barriers. He'll go again, but that was not what the McLaren needed.
No, right now he's P10 while his teammates they're both now out of the points. I don't see any visible damage on Taylor, but he is off the pace.
Well, his tires are definitely going to be overheated. It's not going to help him. He's going to have to try to cool them down, take it easy. But he has a very aggressive Ferrari, that being DCS behind him. So that could... Look at the battle for the lead.
He gets it done.
Sanchez goes around and got it through. Wow.
Yeah, these two have completely left Toneless. He is about 2.5 seconds adrift from his teammate.
Sanchez absolutely flying. Seth just trying to go as fast as he possibly can. Which, by the way, speaking of fast as he possibly can, Boss Cookie is not too far behind Momo.
Nope.
Just remember where he started.
Yeah, P10, and he's had a nice recovery. And right now, if you're Mercedes and Red Bull, you would wish the race would end right now.
Well, there's still a long way to go, so unfortunately for them, they can't have it end right now. But Undecided Port has actually gained 9 positions from the start of his Grand Prix. He started down in the 20th position. He's up to 11th position. He's on the edge of points, and he could very well get it. He has to overtake Minico to get into the points there when he's on those softs, which he actually does get through.
Minico goes wide. I don't know if he hit that dreaded curb, that exit curb, or the pit lane exit. I don't know if that's what shot him out, but that's why he dropped past both McLarens.
Speaking of, Bosco is going to go for the move on Mumu. The right-hand side, that was relatively easy for the Mercedes.
Yep, now we'll see him chase after Toneless. Toneless, just for some reason or whatsoever, just can't stay attached to the front two.
Well, these two have broken away with the DRS, and that DRS is very powerful at a track that is very difficult to follow and also very difficult to overtake. I mean, take a look at this final sector to be example. By the way, Port passed Raptor. He's now up into the points, up to 9th. He started, remember, in 20th position. What a great first stint for Port. Quite the opposite for Taylor Clan.
Yep, Port's done a very good job in the opening 6 laps. I missed what happened to Taylor. Did he make contact, or...?
He just lost it. Not sure if it was through curbs or through rear locking, but regardless, he just spun right in front of Boss Cookie, and Cookie may have a change of pants coming somewhere near. Yellow flag through the middle sector. I believe that's going to be, I believe that's actually I Am Tweaking have gone around, and Tronheim gets past him, which, by the way, he now picks up a 3-second time penalty on top of that. But right now, Cookie's actually closing in on Toneless Death. We've seen how he can't really kind of keep with the two of Deer Hunter and Sanchez. Well, now he's going to have a lot bigger of a problem on his hands. Cookie could very well go up in the points, and that would actually put the favors towards Mercedes a little bit more, because it would be, once again, the same situation I said with earlier on, with Deer Hunter having 2 Red Bulls. So now Sanchez will have 2 Mercedes, but he's not done yet. Toneless Death will go defensive, squeezing into the right-hand side. Cookie will go for this move. Later breaks for Toneless Death. Goes almost off the track. He'll stay on, but Cookie will go. Trying to go switchback. He does get the better exit. In the right-hand side, he'll have the DRS this time. Like he did a second ago on the straightaway into turn 8. He'll go around the outside. That was Quite easy indeed, because that DRS is oh so powerful right now.
Yeah, toneless late on the braking. What that does, however, is compromise his exit. Kind of made him a sitting duck there for the second DRS straight. Ooh, Moo 3 second. That's might come costly at the end as Deer Hunter gets by Sanchez.
He missed that. So now the roles have been reversed. And now if Cookie can actually close up to Deer Hunter, that will be, once again, a 2v1. But this time, Sanchez is the one that is going to be, defenseless at this rate. But remember back to Coda a couple of weeks ago, we saw Cookie back up and let Deer Hunter through. Well, statistically, do you think, well, maybe if Cookie can build a gap to Toneless, do we kind of back Sanchez up into Deer Hunter and maybe make that kind of a thing to issue and to talk about? But by the way, Taylor Clan does come in. That's another issue to talk about, is when do these soft guys pit, which may not be too far from now, as Taylor Clan has just now shown.
Well, we'll see if that's Taylor pitting per strategy or Taylor's pitting because of his tires being a little bit worn out more than some others, being the fact they had his issue. But he's also in a position where he needs to do an undercut, so we will see if he triggers that.
We'll see. Sanchez closing in on Deer Hunter. He will stay behind down into turn 8 this time. He may try to look for the move into turn 11. We've seen these two DRS zones. It's kind of pointless to go for the move in the first one, but you deploy everything you have and try to get past on the second one. Toneless falling back a little bit more. Cookie grabs a 3-second time penalty. That'll help him out. Deer Hunter blinking, harvesting energy, and Sanchez will go to the right. He will not look for that move because, well, it's kind of pointless to go too wide through that turn 11 chicane. Moo and Hoopalicious go at it. Same with Alphanesis and Luciano.
Yep, Boss Cookie getting a 3-second. We'll see how that plays out going forward as well. Supply now gets one.
Penalties increasing. Like I said, 2 seasons ago, the last time we've been to the Abu Dhabi circuit, it was 85% of that grid who finished with a time penalty. Well, so far, that being right now, 7 drivers who have one out of the 20. That's not too bad, but we're still on lap 8. Now completed lap 8. 20 laps to go. That's still a long time. Well, that's not good. That is really not good. By the way, you're not in session. It says you're left on my screen. Sanchez stays behind Deer Hunter this time. So he'll once again set up for the move going down into turn 11. He's a lot closer. Yellow flag out of the race. Luciano inside a port. What has happened to these two? They've crashed down in the braking zone of turn 8, and that is going to pull out a safety car. That is huge championship implications for the Constructors' Championship. Wow. Luciano inside a port. Well, now, that is going to be triggering a lot in the pit lane. Deer Hunter, Sanchez, Cookie, what do they go in? Into the pit lane. Deer Hunter, Sanchez goes in as well. Cookie, does he stay out? No, he doesn't. He comes in. Toneless Death, this is a perfect situation for him. He gets to go off the soft compound tire, but he may have to double stack with his teammate. Hoopalicious is in. Moo-Moo's in. Alphanesis, does he come in or does he stay out? Deer Hunter goes onto the hard compound tire. Same with Sanchez. Cookie will go in. No double stack. He'll be held up because Toneless Death has to be double stacked as well. Hoopalicious, he may gain a lot of positions here. He goes onto the medium compound tire. Toneless Death on the medium as well. Moo goes onto the hard compound tire. Cookie goes onto the softs. Interesting strategy call. Rapture the softs. Ishi goes into the pit lane. Minnie goes into the pit lane. Chandler, Phantom, both Williams are in the pit lane. 5-second time penalty for severe collision with Wraith. Ardell's been given a time penalty under the safety car. Absolutely, well, chaotic right now. I don't think they can. Yeah. I mean, right now, I think they're going to try to make this a two-stop. That's the only chance they really have, unless they can pretty much make these soft compounded tires last for, let's see, around 3 laps under the safety car, maybe around 15 after that. It's going to be close, because I don't think the soft's going to make it that long. But if they can, let's say they can, how much wear will they have by that time? Because right now you see the guys on the mediums, they can make it. Toneless Death, he was on the softs. He can do an easy one-stop. Now with the safety car obviously helping him as well, he could be in a really good advantage. But same for the guys like Sanchez, Deerhunter, Mumu on the hards. They can easily make it. So that would be a pretty big advantage. Ardell retires. That is actually on the circuit. He's crashed in the exit of turn 19. Well, that's going to extend the safety car a bit. So, now, see Ardell right up here. Into the barriers. He gone. Yep. You can see the tether broken on the Alfa Romeo. That will actually stunt the safety car a bit more. Yellow flags still being thrown. And, well, now into the pit lane for Sanchez. Interesting strategy call. Mumu goes in as well. So now, he'll most likely go for the medium compounded tire. He does. Same for the Ferrari. That being, I believe, Dixie Ishigo. He goes in for the mediums as well. Mumu does. That's going to be mediums, I believe, for Chandler as well. He goes in for medium. Yes, he does. Etronha, he may go in for medium as well. He does. So everyone who's come in on the soft or the hards has gone for the medium. So now Phantom is the lowest soft runner. Then you have Raptor and Cookie. Those are the only soft runners still on the circuit, those 3. So now, Deerhunter is the only hard compound runner. But I think it's a huge advantage right now to Toneless Death. So if he can stay with Deerhunter, that could be really beneficial because he can make it to the end of the Grand Prix easy on these medium compounded tires. And he'll be quicker that way as well. So now it's going to be a big shakeup on the grid. Sanchez and Phantom. These two. Oh! Oh! Big implications. What has happened there? Interesting. Phantom was ahead of Sanchez. And somehow they were battling under safety car. And Phantom was almost spun around. What has happened to these two?
Well, now that I've had stuff back. Well, did Sanchez get any damage from that, though?
I don't know.
It doesn't look like he has any front wing damage, but we'll see if he does. Interesting enough. Well, so deer on hards, that's interesting. That's an interesting call by Mercedes. We know that that tire will make it. But is it going to have the pace to hold off basically everyone from behind?
I don't know. Right now, these hards, they're the biggest question mark right now. The mediums can easily make it from here. And I think they can last a significant amount of time while keeping that pace up. The hards, we don't know if the pace is actually there, period. We saw a lot of guys dip off of them.
I think it's a tire that no one wants to really be on, but I don't know. I mean, me personally, I think, you know, the guys that are on mediums that were able to kind of make the either start on softs now on mediums, or okay, you go back to medium, soft, medium. kind of think that they're kind of sitting at the ones that are sitting pretty right now.
Well, we'll have to see how this plays out. The safety car should go in this time by. And, well, we're completed lap. We've completed 11 laps. We're on lap 12 of 28 of the Breakout Racing League Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. I'm having a struggle right now. For round 23 of the Breakout Racing League Realistic Purpose Championship. So now we've lost Ardell, Unsighted Port, and Luciano. And, well, Unsighted Port, that's a huge name, especially not only for the Constructors' Championship for McLaren, but his Drivers' Championship for P2 might very well be done as well. But now, it's going to be down to Deer Hunter again. He'll lead the pack through, and he'll decide when we go and restart the race here at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix for the Yas Marina Circuit. So now, Deer Hunter leads Toneless, leads Hoopalicious, Boss Cookie, who may have to stop again on those soft composite tires. I don't think they can make it. Alphanis behind him. Supply Raptor in the Alpine. Then Taylor Minico Sanchez tweaking in the top 10 of the Haas. Good for him. He's back in the points again. Phantom in 11th. Mumu, Chandler, DXD Ishigo, Michi, and then Etonoha with Wraith rounding out the active drivers so far on the circuit.
Well, we'll see who can take advantage of this. Right now, you got both Red Bulls and both Mercedes in the points. Deer leading, but we'll see if we can use this hard compound strategy to see if it works out.
We'll see. Deer Hunter's not going to let them go, and he goes now.
Kind of a late sin right there.
Late, but it's completely legal. But you see Alphanesis looking for the move on Supply Raptor. Raptor going really wide at turn 1. The Alpine's going to lose a couple of positions. 2, 3, 4. He's going to lose a lot more. Now behind, outside the top 10 maybe. Here comes Tweaking to the left-hand side. He has absolutely been swallowed up. The Alpine is going backwards. What has happened to Supply Raptor?
Yep, Sanchez is up to P8. They won't have DRS this lap, or I think they won't have it next lap as well. Tweaking up to P9.
These two, Chandler and DXT, they're going to be wheel to wheel, side by side, going down into turn 11, or turn 8, sorry. Who gets the better hand? Who gets the late braking? That's going to be a lot even with the two. Oh, contact! Up front, what has happened between Tweaking and Mumu? DXT Ishigo in the back of Phantom. Now he has front wing damage. Commotion in the back. Etonona's around him. Phantom's going to be going for the move on Tweaking. Side by side with the Haas. Chandler's going to be alongside him. Sanchez and Minico battling for it. Phantom 3 wide down in the turn 11. This is not going to end well. It has ended well. How have they done that? They're still 3 wide. The two teammates collide. Oh, Phantom saves it. Wow.
I guess they wanted to test the theory that you can pass there.
Well,
Wow.
in theory you can, but maybe not so well. But Supply Raptor, what has happened to him? Now he leads the train with Tweaking. DXT Ishigo has front wing damage. Almost was put in the wall by BRL Wraith in the exit of turn 19. He'll be in the pit lane this time. Crazy stuff's happened here. Almost off the track. That was off the track. Goes Phantom.
Boss Cookie has caught Toneless, so it's now a Red Bull and a Mercedes sandwich. And Hoop is just sticking on them. About 8 tenths back.
Well, 3 different tire compounds of the top 3. Here comes Cookie down the inside of Toneless Death. He'll make that stick. Up to second for Cookie.
Now we have a Mercedes 1-2. Kind
They
of.
swap.
I don't know. Yeah, I would say probably.
By the looks of it, I think Cookie's on a 2-stop. Deer would be on a 1-stop, and they do look like they are going to try and have a little bit of a swap going.
Either way, Cookie is on a 2-stop. Also consider this: Cookie also has 3 seconds of penalties, so it's this. He does need a swap because Mercedes doesn't gain anything if they don't.
Well, they have swapped. Now Cookie leads the Grand Prix from Deer Hunter now in second. Toneless Death third. Hoopalicious is not going away. He's still in fourth with Alphanesis in fifth. Taylor Clan to sixth. Sanchez is now up into seventh position. That could very well come to haunt the Mercedes team. But now they got to wait. Now they have to try to do the best they can with it.
Well, Deer is going to have to kind of play blocker, and I think that's what he's kind of doing in Sector 3. I mean, the top 7 right here. I mean, right now, Deer Hunter won't have DRS, but the top 7 are basically all right here. As Boss Cookie sets fastest lap.
Well, the DRS will enable this time by, so the drag reduction system enabled whenever you're in 1 second of the car in front. Running wide a bit goes Hoopalicious behind Toneless Death, but he will have DRS. Same with Toneless, same with everyone down to Sanchez. Minico does not. Mumu is tweaking it. Toronja battling for the 11th position. And Toronja gets the nod there. And Raptor comes in to stop. Did he have front wing damage? We'll have to find out later for the Alpine, but it's not gone well for him. But Toneless Death will have the DRS this time. Deer Hunter will try to go defensive as far left as he possibly can. Both drivers will be on the button. But remember, there's a second DRS straight. So Deer Hunter will now get the DRS. Going down to this line, you see the white line right. Where is it? Here.
Well,
I don't know.
yeah, Toneless didn't care. He's like, I'm just going.
Well, he has enough time, enough straight, and Deer Hunter is going to jump in his battery. He's not going to be close enough this time. Toneless Death now gets ahead of Deer Hunter.
He thought about
Can he
it.
stay with Boss Cookie?
He thought about it, but thought better of it. As Sanchez gets by Taylor Clan.
Mumu gets past Minico.
Yep, Toneless. The cap was 1.5. Now it's 1.1. As DXC Ichigo has retired, crashing, and that's a safety car.
Safety car. Ooh, this helps Boss Cookie a lot more than you would have thought. He could pit now onto a set of softs and be okay. And he does. Does Toneless Death come in? No, he stays out this time. Deer Hunter, will he come in? He does come in. Hoopalicious goes in as well.
I think you're going to see everyone switch to softs here because we're working lap 15. If you get 2 laps of safety car, okay, 10, 11 laps on softs, that is doable.
So Deer will go to the softs. Same with Cookie. He'll go on the soft compound. No, Cookie goes on the medium compounded tire. Hoopalicious goes to the softs. Chandler's going to go, I believe, to the soft compounded tire. Yes, he is. So everyone has pretty much come in, has gone for the soft compounded tire, except for Taylor Clan and for Boss Cookie. Everyone else who stayed out is on the medium compounded tire. And look at these two battling out of the exit of the pit lane.
Pretty much all of Red Bull and AlphaTauri, they both stayed out. Toronja stayed out as well. Tweaking and Wraith, 2 Haas drivers. Everyone else pitted. We'll see if the gamble to basically keep the Red Bull family out will work.
Well, it's a 1, 2, 3, 4. And if all else fails, they could just play rear gunner at this rate.
Yeah. Right now,
everyone.
Well, it says, okay, that Toneless and Sanchez, they're on 5 lap, 4 lap mediums. The reality is, it's only 2 laps because they had to do, 2 or 3 of those under safety cars. So the tire life on those mediums are still fine.
Oh, they are absolutely almost pristine new with the amount of laps they've done actual racing. Probably be actually less than 1 because they didn't really complete that much of a full lap after that first lap. So right now it's going to be close with these guys because right now it's 8 people who stayed out. Actually, technically 7 plus Cookie, who is pitted for the medium compounded tire anyway. So there's 8 runners on the mediums. Then you have Taylor, the sole 1 and 11th. He may be swallowed up, but he may not think the softs can make it, or maybe he doesn't have another set. But regardless, he's surrounded by soft runners. From behind him all the way down to 16th, all softs. Ahead of him, Hoop and Deer Hunter. So how fast do these guys make it? But here comes, I believe, Alphanese is into the pit lane. Yes, he is. And so is Sanchez. No, it's not. Never mind. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Okay, Alphanese pits. I guess that was a late call, late decision. They'll lose a lot of positions there. If I'm honest, I wouldn't have pitted him just because that's one more car that Mercedes might potentially have to go through. I mean, you say rear gunner, and honestly, with AlphaTauri's situation, they can play rear gunner all they want because they have clinched P4. They can't lose it. They can't gain anything else. So all they can really do, well, actually, maybe this makes sense. Alphanese is running P2, right?
Yeah.
Well, maybe he pitted so that way it could be a Red Bull 1-2 and Mumu plays rear gunner.
Maybe. I mean, they have Toronja and both Haas cars, by the way. Tweaking and Wraith are both in the points, so quick shout out to Haas so far.
Yep.
They've done an incredible job so far. But there's still a long way to go, which is why I don't think this call really makes much sense even to play that call. Because, I mean, sure, you have Moo and you still have that Red Bull 1-2, which could have happened on track. And
Yeah,
you
I
have
agree.
now three cars between Boss Cookie and the second Red Bull car. Either that being Toneless or Sanchez, we'll come to find out. But it's Moo, Alphanesis, who've both been pretty difficult to pass on themselves, and Ed Toronja. Well, now it's just Moo and Ed Toronja.
Well, safety car would be in this lap. What we have seen is a lot of guys have been very aggressive on these starts.
Well, now, we'll have to see how this plays out. We'll come to complete lap 17, and we'll restart on lap 18 and 28. We'll have about 11 laps to go. It's a straight shot from here to the finish line. This would be the last round, but we still have one more, because that's usually how it works when it's split ultimate run, isn't it?
Yeah.
So usually this would be for the season. Oh, I'm so thankful it's not.
Yep, we'll finish it at Imola. First time the Breakout Racing League will head over there.
For the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix in a week's time, so be sure to tune into that, because we'll have a lot of fun for the season finale of not only Realistic, but every Formula 1 tier and Formula 2 in the Breakout Racing League. But first we have to complete the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, and Toneless Death will lead Sanchez, Red Bull 1-2, Moo in third. We go racing again, and Ed Toronja has immediately been overtaken at the line, which Cookie has to give that place back. So that's crucial. But look at Deer Hunter, he's already made pretty quick amends of both Haas cars tweaking and Wraith. He's now up to 6th. And Chandler gets past Taylor, battle for a 10th position, still rocketing on. It's almost 2 wide, 3 rows deep back there in the exit of turn 7. But Deer Hunter's not going to go, trying to get past Toronja as fast as possible. But now remember, penalties could play a factor too in this race. Cookie Moo, they're battling for the position. Cookie's trying for it. He's going to probably have a chance going down into turn 11, but Moo's been aggressive. He's defending really well. Almost shoves him off the track. He's going to shove him wide. They're going to be side by side through into 12. Cookie's going to barge his way through, and he's going to be barged around. Cookie's around at the hands of Moo. So now it's down to Deer. He's now the car behind Moo. He defended from 1. Can he do it again? Minico's out of the race. And it is another safety car. He is pitting. Getting off those medium cup on a tire. Not a bad decision. So now that will mean we'll have another 2-ish lap safety car, meaning we'll come in around with about 7 laps to go. So now with Red Bull 1-2, Sanchez ahead of Toneless Death, Moo in third. Will that incident be investigated at the end of the race? We'll have to come and find out. Now Deer Hunter on the soft compound tire. Remember that tire is going to be absolutely kicking off and firing off as fast as possible. That's 6 laps fresher than Toneless Death, 5 laps fresher than CRT Sanchez. Could that come back to haunt Red Bull? I don't know. There's still a long way to go in this race. Eternal's now in 5th with Hoopalicious in 6th. Chandler in the Williams up to 7th with both Haas's still in the points with tweaking ahead of Wraith. But now it's Cookie behind both Haas's like it was Deer not too long ago. Yeah, Mitchie, Alphanesis, Sublime Raptor, Taylor Clan, and Phantom is your top 15. We've lost Minico, DXC Ishigo, BRL, Ardell, Unsighted Port, and Luciano all from the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. There's still a lot of carnage yet to come, I have a sense of. have a feeling it's not over. There's something up there. It may be like 80 floodlights, but something's up there illuminating the circuit right now. From qualifying on, it's been absolutely interesting. This definitely the best word to describe this Grand Prix so far has been interesting. From all the rare occurrences we've seen, from all the controversial acts, or the acts that have huge championship implications, like that 5-place grid penalty from unsighted port in qualifying, like that crash from unsighted port in Luciano around lap 10. It's been a ton of issues going on in this race. Interesting is absolutely the best word to describe it. Well, by the way, if it were to end how it is, Red Bull would gain a total of 43 points tonight. That would mean that the gap between McLaren and Red Bull is 4 points going down into Imola a week from now. Still a long way to go. But it's not just Red Bull, because at the moment, Cookie gains 2 points for fastest lap and 10th. Deer Hunter gains 12. That is a total of 14 points. They're in for the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix as well. Sanchez goes really early, but he caught everyone off guard. One of the gaps now, 1.5 seconds, now 1.6. Mumu is going to be in third. He will, what will he do? Will he be a rear gunner like we saw from him earlier on with Boss Cookie? Who, by the way, gets up to ninth already because Deer Hunter's right there. We'll see. He's going through now. Down at turn 8 the first time. Yellow flag, tweakings around at turn 7 at the hairpin. Maybe a little bit of contact, maybe lost the car, unsure what happened. Bosco down a couple of positions. Wraith, Mumu going extremely defensive, extremely aggressive for the Alpha Tauri. He is being a rear gunner. He's doing an incredible job so far, but he has another chance going down to the turn 11. Deer Hunter does. He's going to have the slipstream and the ERS now deploying. No DRS so far. Mumu's also deploying his ERS. Going defensive. Deer going to go look down the inside. Mumu's going to try to hold on as best he can. The two will still go for it. Still go for it. Mumu holds on again. He's absolutely defending like a lion. Deer Hunter down the inside of turn 14 and a 15. Phantom grabs a time penalty and Mumu still holds on. He's not done yet. Look at Deer. He wants to get past Mumu as desperately as he can. He just can't find a way through. And he's doing an incredible job. 1.6 seconds the gap between the Alpha Tauri and Toneless Death and the Red Bull. We now have about 7 laps to go. Can Mumu do this for 7 laps? Probably not. Will he want to? Absolutely. Oh, he goes wide. Here goes Deer down the inside. He's going to make the move into turn 4. He was absolutely assertive, and he had to be. And he left Mumu instantly. 6/10 gap. Now, if Mumu can hold on, he can stay in the DRS in a lap's time. But right now, Deer Hunter's free, but Hoopalicious is behind him. He may want to make this move. He'll go defensive again. This time Hoopalicious is attacking car. Squeezes the Alpine down to the turn 8. It's the same scene, a different car, the same corner. Here comes Hoopalicious now to the right-hand side. Boo Boo doesn't have anything to defend from anymore. Deer Hunter's already gained 5/10, by the way. So if he doesn't get points, this championship's blown all the way open. He's done an incredible job. Deer Hunter's within a second of Toneless Death. He has a shot to go for this win. Now, can he get there? There's still 6 laps to go. The Abu Dhabi Grand Prix for round 23 of the Breakout Racing League Realistic Performance Championship. It's still on for Mercedes. It's not done yet. 3rd and 6, they have a chance. They can get even closer to McLaren. At the moment, they're only going to gain 1 point in the Constructors' Championship. Red Bull is going to gain 43, but not for long. Here comes Deer Hunter on the move to the right-hand side on Toneless Death. He'll have the DRS. Wraith retires from the Grand Prix. Is that going to be a safety car? No, it's not. Deer Hunter up to 2nd. So Toneless Death will have to close up as best he can and hold on. Deer Hunter already harvesting the blinking, the light in the back of his Mercedes car, obviously showing he is below 20% of his battery allotment. He's pushing. That question also could be, well, I guess the same for the Red Bull pair. 12 and 11 laps with about 5 or so laps to go. Fastest lap for Deer Hunter. That could help out Mercedes a lot too. He has the freshest mediums. Oh, Etron and Phantom are both out. And that is a safety car. That's the exit of turn 1. And the race has been blown open again. The stewards will have a busy day. It has to be a 2-lap safety car. They can't hear you apparently, by the way. Make sure your audio's in. Yeah, everything's not gone well.
Yeah, it's been
good.
Let me know if you can hear me now. Just DM me. Where I was going at, Boss Cookie with the 6 seconds. He's going to lose out Moo. Chandler doesn't have a penalty. Alphanese doesn't have a penalty. Taylor has 3. Supply has 3. Boss Cookie could very well fall down to P8. Provided if anything else doesn't happen.
Well, a lot could very well happen, because if this is going to be a 1 or 2 lap safety car, there's a good chance DRS won't be enabled. And that's probably the exact reason why Sanchez stays out. Toneless Death comes in. Hoopalicious will actually come in late. Never mind. The camera angle through that corner is awful.
It is awful.
Alphanesis comes in. Mitchie comes in. Raptor comes in. So that now, how is that gamble for Red Bull?
Well, Toneless is going to be P8. when it all shakes out on a fresh set of softs. And ahead of him, he's got... Ooh. Well, Thomas is going to get P7 from Taylor. He's probably going to get 6th and 5th with Mumu having penalties. That's not counting Chandler, so... And theoretically, the safety car should come in this lap because everyone's... Well, okay, we were still waiting on tweaking. Tweaking's...
But it has to come in.
Oh, well, that's true.
You have to... The FIA mandates you have to have 2 green flag laps of racing. If only that was the case.
You know, yeah, I was about to say.
Okay. But,
You walked yourself
Mikey,
right into
no!
that one.
This is just not right.
You walked yourself right into that one.
Yeah, I kind of did.
You kind of did.
I kind of did. It's ironic that Red Bull is leading, though. It should, you know, if it was the other way, it would be, well... But, hey! That one out as we go to it. But it has to come in this time. So Sanchez has 2 laps to defend against Deer Hunter, who's on 5-lap fresher tires, but they're the softs. So theoretically, they may be at similar wear to the point where Sanchez may actually be the better tire at this rate, in the mediums, because they may have less wear. Well, let's not forget about Cookie down in 4th. He has 8 laps on his medium compounded tire. That may be really good in his compound and his tire life as well. Same with Taylor in 5th.
Well, let's see if Sanchez can get himself another... Actually, the safety car's not going in this lap.
Interesting.
So we will have a 2-lap shootout.
We will have a 2-lap shootout. Which I don't know if I necessarily agree with how close I Am Tweaking was. We should have gone in this time.
Tweaking pits again.
Well, he takes advantage of that, as he rightly should.
You know, entering this race, I need to bring up the graphic back up again. How many points was Williams out of, Let's take a look.
They were, I believe, I think it's 6 points back. Yeah, they were. They were 6 points back of Alfa Romeo. With this finish right here, Chandler would gain a total of 8 points.
Yeah.
Which would put them ahead of Alfa Romeo. Because both drivers, Ardell, well, Michi's in 11th. He has a good shot for points, especially with Raptors penalties and maybe a, dramatic 2-lap safety car finish. Michi could very well get points. So it could very well happen. Same with, by the way, Tweaking. If he were to get points, Williams and Haas are tied. That's if Chandler doesn't score points at all.
Yeah, the only, both Ferraris are out. However, both Aston Martins are out as well. And we could see Alpine be confirmed P5 in the championship by night's end. Really comes down to seeing what Hoop and Supply does for the end of this race. They entered a 38-point gap over Ferrari.
Well, as it stands, both Aston Martins are out. Theoretically, mathematically, Alfa Romeo is still in shot for P7. Ahead of Aston Martin. It's going to be very grim. Aston Martin has pretty much hit the ceiling. They're going to be P7 this season. Alpine is pretty much going to lock P5 with a finish from Hoop right here.
Yeah.
Because no Ferraris have finished so far.
Well, both Ferraris are
everyone
out.
Else, yeah, that's exactly why. So, I mean, they only need to score about 6 points. Right now they have a lot more than that. But it could very well change in the next 42 corners. 2 laps left to go. Sanchez versus Deere. Red Bull versus Mercedes. And Sanchez has gone really early once again, catching Deere off guard. But it's not as effective as it was the last time. We go green again for 2 laps here in Abu Dhabi.
Yep, about 8/10 is the gap. Previous restart was 1.5.
Here comes Cookie. You looked for it on the turn for turn 2 on Hoopalicious. That actually cost him a lot more than it gained. But here comes him again. Mumu not going to be defending from Cookie.
Contact.
Cookie barges his way through. go down to these two. Raptor gets past Alphanesis. Taylor gets past Chandler. Chandler now gets
Oh.
overtaken by 2 cars. Now he gets passed by Toneless Death and Alphanesis. Puts him down to 9th position. Mitchie now in the points. Deer is 7/10 behind Sanchez. How far away is too far away?
And will he have DRS on the final lap?
He won't. Oh, Alphanesis almost spun Raptor around. That was also so reminiscent to what could. Oh, no, it did happen. Mitchie, Alphanesis slam into the wall.
Well, congratulations, everyone that's on the track. You'll get a point now.
And now, Williams pretty much have now overtaken Alfa Romeo.
Well, Chandler is on
They
for
have
2
a good
points.
shot, too.
They have a good shot, too.
Is Raptor. The penalties for Mumu, Taylor clan. But we're going to go on to the final lap of the Grand Prix. It's going to be between these two. Sanchez versus Deer. 21 more corners. Is the 7/10 gap too much?
Yep. Not really gaining that much there. We'll see if he has DRS. I didn't catch it with all the stuff that was going on.
You can't have DRS.
Oh, okay, then we have that answer. Boss Cookie's in P3, but however, that 6 seconds of penalties, he needs to open up as much gap as he can for his rivals behind.
Good Toneless Death on Taylor clan. These two battling. This could be very crucial too. Sanchez would gain 25. Toneless Death would gain at the moment 8. But here comes Taylor clan on Supply Raptor. But here comes Toneless Death on Mumu. Almost 3-4 cars trying to make a move down in the turn 8.
Supply
Toneless
gets
Death at
by.
the 5th.
Supply gets by Taylor Clan. Taylor Clan's now down to P8.
But with 1 sector to go, it's looking unlikely. The Red Bull team knew what they had to do coming into this race.
Oh, Taylor Clan spun Supply.
Well, that may be looked at. Raptor now down to 10th. Taylor up to 7th. Chandler now goes up to 8th with tweaking to 9th. But now it's going to be a couple of corners to go. Sanchez and Deer Hunter. These two have been brawling out for the majority of this race. Sanchez, the Mexican, reserving for Mean Fern. It doesn't matter. It's his trophy regardless. Deer tries for it. Misses at the last chance. Sanchez wins the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Deer Hunter tried.
He tried.
Came up just a little bit short. Toneless Death grabs the podium. Hoopalicious with 4th. Boss Cookie 5th. Mumu 6th. Chandler 7th. That is a total of 6 points to the Williams team. That puts them even with Alfa Romeo.
And Toneless Death got by Hoop on the final lap.
Wow.
That's a Red Bull 1-3 with Mercedes of Deer Hunter P2. And I believe Boss Cookie finished P5 or 6, but Taylor Clan and McLaren P9, they only get 2 points.
And with 2 Red Bull drivers finishing on the podium, that is going to hurt their constructors' bid. But it's going to go down to the last race of the season. Thanks to these two. Sanchez, Deer Hunter, and even Toneless Death.
Well, Toneless Death's drive at the end of those final 2 laps really has made it more possible. Hey, it's Adrian Newey. I mean, yeah, Sanchez holding off Deer. Deer gave it a heck of a shot. Luckily, the 3 seconds didn't cost him. Yep.
Well, he gave it all he could. He wanted it so bad. But he couldn't get it. Sanchez wins the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix for Red Bull. And with that now, that is 25 points plus 15. That's a gain of 30. The gap now closes down. They'll take it to the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix in Imola a week from now. Same with Mercedes. We'll have 3 cars battling for 1 championship for the Constructors' Championship. Toneless Death with 3rd, Hoopalicious 4th, Cookie 5th, Mumu 6th, Chandler grabs 7th and driver of the day, tweaking in 8th. Good points for him and for the Williams team. Taylor Clan in 9th, Supply Raptor 10th, Alphanesis, Michi, Etronha, Phantom, Wraith, Miniko, Dixie Shigo, Ardell, Port, Luciana. We've lost so many. We've lost 10 drivers from the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix.
Okay, sent the invites.
We're also going to invite driver of the day as well and interview him as well.
And who was that?
Chandler, I got him.
Okay. Well, very deserving. Who am I missing? Thomas and Chandler. Alright, we're just waiting for the last two that we need to get for the interviews, which would be Thomas and Chandler. I guess while I wait for Thomas, there's Chandler. We'll just go ahead and start off with Deer Hunter. Forgive us, a lot of stuff has happened in this race. Deer, you were up front for the majority of this race, and then all mayhem proceed. Just talk about your race, because so much stuff has happened.
Yeah, the safety cars at the end definitely didn't help. We were prime strategy there at the second to last safety car when I could go on to softs. Didn't start out well though with that first safety car. Kind of going on to hards wasn't ideal, but I was still the quickest guy out there. I was just saving battery behind Sanchez. Yeah, them safety cars, man. I've never seen so many safety cars in a league race before. That was really strange. That's what ultimately kind of screwed us at the end. But can't thank all the guys enough. You know, Cookie doing a great job all race. He had a little bit of misfortune there with the tire strategies and Moo trying to kill him. So Moo, you better believe your butt's going to be in the trenches. He tried wrecking both of us multiple times. So by that standard, he should be kicked from the tier. We tried to help Hoop there. Hoop was a really good team player. He drove a great race. I believe Moo tried to kill him too. Chandler, he was a great addition, man. Getting in that Williams seat. We're so proud of him for what he did. This was my race to win, and ultimately my race to lose. Didn't appreciate the mind games the Red Bulls guys did in the last couple of safety cars. And you better believe Sanchez ain't keeping that win because he was double weaving, which is you're not supposed to do that. And last I recall, Cam got a time penalty for that at China and a license point. So, I fully expect this to be my race win like it should be, and we'll move on to Imola.
Well, unfortunately, I will say the stewards are going to be very, very busy tonight. They've been busy since, the start of this whole session to begin with. You commented about the Red Bull drivers. You should expect a fight with Red Bull. Do you expect just as a hard fight from their sister team as well, or do you think that's just a little too much?
Well, I mean, I don't have a problem if a sister team, such as like an AlphaTauri to a Red Bull, or for like a McLaren or a Williams for us. I don't think it's advantageous to defend a little. But when they're straight out taking out drivers, like Moo did to Cookie, and attempted to do to me multiple times, that's just inappropriate. You just don't do that in a league race, especially to the higher standards that we have here in BRL. I fully expect major penalties to go down to them, and possibly even Red Bull as well for the games they're playing on the restarts. That was just inappropriate. Like I said, I think it's my race. I won that pretty much, and I believe the stewards will hand out the appropriate penalties following the completion of the race.
Well, one thing to note though, we're going to the final race of the year, and we had one McLaren not finish, and when you had another McLaren only get P9. We'll get to the other Red Bull drivers on their hopes for the championship, but what do you think for Mercedes going into, with you getting the win, or P2, Boss Cookie getting P5? What's your thoughts going into Imola?
This certainly helps compared to McLaren, because I don't think McLaren, they scored very few amount of points.
2 points.
Yeah, where we got a solid amount. So, I mean, it's definitely closer. But I'd be honest, from a driver's perspective, I can't really tell you because I don't know if I'm going to have a seat next week. I may be retiring after this race. Darga just got to wait and find out. So I might be in the booth. I might be retired, lounging in a chair. I might be the team manager. Who knows? I might be driving, So we'll find out when we come to Imola next week. It's been a good season. Appreciate all the drivers that have drove clean, and appreciate y'all doing a lovely job in the commentary booth. Love y'all.
I appreciate it. We'll move to toneless, and if I'm not mistaken, this is your first time on the podium. P3 after you came in on the final safety car to put on softs there. Did you expect to be P3 after doing that? Penalties should
I
help.
had some hope, but yeah, I wasn't expecting a P3 because I knew that Hoopy Lucius would stay up. But yeah, I was quite surprised I managed to get P3.
Well, I asked the dear Mercedes the same question I'll ask you. With you entering this race, what, 47 points? I don't remember. If y'all getting P1 and P3 at the moment, it stands. With what do you think going into Imola? Y'all certainly put in a lot. Y'all aided in that gap a lot tonight. What do you think going into Imola?
I feel pretty good at Imola. I think I have a pretty solid chance. I mean, if it rains, then that'll be a huge bonus for me. But yeah, in any condition, I think I should be able to do pretty solid at Imola.
Well, congratulations on P3. It was nice seeing you out front.
Thank you.
It was nice seeing you in the podium positions. Who knows what happened in the second half of that race? I mean, it was basically a straightforward.
Yeah. Again, I'm just really surprised I managed to get P3, but hey, I'm happy. I'll happily take it. Especially what happened at Brazil. I mean, hey, this kind of feels like more of a redemption for me. I know I definitely have the pace, but especially showing my pace during Brazil and this race, I feel like I definitely that I can definitely pretty well even tier where a majority of the drivers are tier 1. I feel like I've done pretty well, and hopefully I can be able to do it for next week as well.
Well, that's unfortunate timing. His Wi-Fi died. So once again, congratulations to you and to Deer Hunter, both of you for your podiums. For the
Thank you.
Grand Prix. So now we'll go to driver of the day before we go to P1. Chandler, make sure your audio is included. Welcome to the interview booth from outside the points. 15th starting spot, up 2 points in your first race for Williams. That actually puts you, by the way, tied, theoretically, in the Constructors' Championship with the Alfa Romeo team. How do you feel about that?
Oh, that's good. That's the plan, to beat Alfa Romeo. And now that I've tied it up, I just need to outscore them again next week. But that was a hard race. Safety cars were saving me, obviously, but bottled the quali. I wasn't planning on going to Q3, but I was planning to start as close to P11 as possible. And then I just forgot how to drive in the last 2 corners on my lap. Ran out of fuel, couldn't get back in time. And so I'm thinking, okay, well, I'll start on new mediums anyway. And I was confident I could get past the few in front of me pretty quickly, which I did. But the game started me on my old set of mediums, my 5-lap old mediums. And so I had no pace that first stint. Phantom was faster than me after a couple laps. Like, there was nothing on those tires. They were terrible. But then I just played it right, got 1 warning the whole race, made some pretty good overtakes, didn't fight when I shouldn't have. It just went good. I capitalized on everything I could. And I did get tapped by Taylor, I think, at the end there. It ended up costing me 1, maybe 2 positions even. But I think with the amount of reports I'm going to see, I think I can move up a position or 2 more even. But that was quite a race. I won a race in the Alpine in my single race at Italy, and then P7 here in the Williams. I hope to do the same again next week. So
You're kind of creating quite the resume for this season so far. And, well, you have 1 more race to pretty much prove everyone. Yeah, you are definitely...
yeah.
Actually, you don't even approve it anyway. I don't even have to say anything about that.
Yeah, no, and I plan on racing next season, so I think this will help put me on the market. Fortunately, my cost is 4.3 million, so I can't race for half the teams.
I was going to say, it's not your sales pitch because, you know, it's quite... Your name itself is a sales pitch.
Yeah, but don't worry, Ed and Chandler Ferrari next season. Yeah. I don't know if it's going to happen, but that's what I want. We'll see.
That would be quite the scenes, but so far, it's already been the scenes so far this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, but once again, congratulations on your driver of the day from 15th up to the points in the Williams.
Thank you.
But now, we cannot delay it anymore. From what the race that could have been to what the race actually was, controversies, the drama, the carnage. There's not a word or a phrase you could say that's even more fitting than what we just saw for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. But Sanchez, you saw it through it all. You had ups and downs, and you even almost lost it at the final corner with desperation from Deer Hunter. But you've won the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Walk us through what happened through your race.
Yeah, I had a good qualifying, got pole. I think it was a little bit lucky. Deer and Cookie invalidated their final run, so I got the pole with the, I think it's a 34-3, and I had a good start. Deer sent it down the inside. I think I didn't notice he was gonna send it. I didn't think he was gonna send it, but I just left him room, let him go. I knew I could just stick with him the whole time. The first safety car, I pit for softs, pit for mediums, just so I could take him to the end if I needed to. And in the end, I did. I just capitalized on whatever I could, getting past whenever I could with the other cars. I knew Deer at the time with the hards. I think he's gonna be a little bit slower on pace, but have more pace at the end. So I was pushing. And then that last safety car, Deer pit, I had track position. The safety car, I think, helped. I think it helped me and him, because it helped him with the tire wear on the softs, me with not having to defend for longer. And yeah, in the end, I barely got the win. Deer did send it down the inside. I didn't see him at all, but I did notice he got a penalty, so ups and downs. The win's a win, so yeah, happy with that.
Well, that also occurred in your debut race for the Realistic Performance tier and the Red Bull team. So, will we possibly see you on the grid a week from now in Imola?
Maybe, yeah, it depends who's open, what offers I get. I'm available for the race, so we'll see what happens. If I don't race, then that's fine. But yeah.
Well, we'll have to see, but right now, congratulations on winning the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, for myself, hey Catcher, that pretty much does... Good. My brain's even shutting down. It does it for the on-track action. And what action we saw. From qualifying, the drama. From what happened in the beginning of the race. To what happened at the end of the race. The 10 retirements. The contact. The chaos. The controversy. The drama. You name it. It happened. It was an incredible Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. But we still have more to come. In the Breakout Racing League, tomorrow starts the equal Grand Prix at Abu Dhabi. Tier 3 at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tier 4, 2 hours later at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, both for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix for them. On Saturday, Tier 2, they take their Abu Dhabi Grand Prix at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tier 1, 2 hours later at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Once again, ACC's not quite yet ready, but it's getting closer. More on that at a later date. But once again, on Wednesday, we wrap it up with F2 at the season finale at Imola for the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. But then a week from now, Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, same place, same time, the Realistic Grand Prix, the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix, the season finale. It did 24 rounds. It's finally here. And we cannot wait for it. And I'm ready. These drivers are ready, but it's been one hell of a season. So once again, for myself, Hey Catcher, from Bois in the booth, from Sanchez, from Deer Hunter, from Toneless, from Chandler, from the entirety of the Breakout Racing League, Realistic Performance Tier, and BRL as a whole, we say thank you for watching, and good night.